What are we going to sing?
So this is from Giulio Cesare, Aure per pietà.
This really is for me, actually. Can you just remind me where this is in the opera?
This is right after Piangerò in Act 3.
Ah! No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay.
It's Caesar's moment to
try and take back the stage.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm so terrible. Right, I'm just kidding.
sta cor, dite, ma d'ogni intorno i veggio, sparse date distinte, l'infortunate arrene, segno d'infausto annunzio al fin sarà. Aure de per pietà, spirale al petto mio, per dar conforto e Dio, per dar conforto e Dio.
It is just the coolest thing to be with you guys 3 days in a row and to see how brave you are to just go there. That is the coolest thing. I said at the beginning, I don't care about finding the next, I don't care about finding the next great opera singer. I care about this journey. And if somebody learns how to let go and be brave and take the leap, that just rocks my world. And if you end up being the next great opera singer, all the better. But that's so not important to me. This is things you can take into every day of your life. Mia, are you paying attention to how simplicity can just be everything? Because you're in it. If you see something, we see it. You're allowing the music to go there. You're allowing the voice to deliver the music. And so you draw us in. That's what we're talking about, okay? It's so cool. It's hard to do. It's much easier to do things. Then you feel active, and then, you know, but this thing, your thing is letting go.
Yeah.
And you're so getting there, which is so cool. But I still see the tension coming in and all that. So what can we do when you're mid-phrase, mid-aria, to find that release mid-note, mid-breath, mid-whatever?
Well, I think just hearing you work with all of us, it's that constant engagement in the moment, and then I don't have time to listen, and I don't have time to get caught up, and I I think for me, it's really living in the moment, each moment, truly being in each moment.
Yeah. I love that theory. But practically, how do we do that? Right? And if you answer this, then you write a book like Deepak Chopra, because then you got it.
Well,
but if we can find that in a Handel phrase,
Yeah.
we can find that in our life. We can find that anywhere. So practically, you start to feel tension come in and you're maybe locking a little bit. What do we do? What's the game plan?
just the subtext. What's the subtext?
Yeah, great.
That release into that.
Awesome.
I think.
You could find some physical things. Part of it is Tai Chi, amen. Part of it is the way you're rehearsing. So you remind your body, you put into your body in the muscle memory what it is to be free. Whatever it is, don't film that. Whatever it is, and then you just remind your body, go, remember that feeling, and it will relax into that.
Okay.
When I came over and just gave you this, it wasn't to be obnoxious, but what that is it's constant breath spinning. I want you to do me a favor right at the beginning. Would you play his vocal line from like the third measure? And I want you to hiss it.
Okay.
Not on pitch, but just hiss the phrase.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
all the breath in the world. Hear the music. You have breath
Okay.
for
Yeah,
days.
and then I have breath for days. Yes.
But what you're not doing is stopping your breath. You're not going, Aure di pietà, which feels really musical. You're going, Aure di pietà. Thank you, Handel. Spiro til petto mio, whatever it is, right?
Right.
So the breath is moving through every nanosecond of that.
Okay.
It's not happening on the downbeat and holding it to make a musical gesture.
Of course.
First phrase, just hiss it and. There's no lungs up here.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, there's no lungs up there. And. And sing it. I meant sing the same phrase. We're gonna just do phrase by phrase. And hiss it one more time. And. And just do me a favor, just sing it on ah or the vowel, just on vowel, no consonants.
Okay.
And. Hiss. And sing it on a vowel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
Do you have the same breath release as you do on the hiss when you go to the vowel?
Do I, sorry?
Do you have the same breath pressure, breath release, breath?
No, I don't think it's quite as intense for the ah vowel.
It's not quite as even.
Right. It's not
I
as even.
hear
Yeah.
s, and then I hear. I hear variations of vibrato and the tone, and I'm looking for that same consistent.
Okay.
It's hard to do. It's really hard to do.
Okay.
What's your favorite vowel?
It depends. Yeah, ah.
Oh, okay. Let's do it on. So hiss it and pay real attention. Hear the music in your head, but pay attention to that physical sensation of absolute, easy, constant, equal engagement of the breath.
Sure.
And
Oh, you want me to
yeah,
Okay, sorry.
so that you get that physical sensation of no interruption, ease, but constant vibration of this. And vowel. Now, that strikes me as more consistent.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that engagement there. Yes.
What'd you do differently?
It's just having that kind of lean, the appoggio. I think sometimes I substitute. Oh, feel this and not be in character, but I think it's both happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the be in character comes down the road once you've got this.
Okay.
Can't have the character without this. This is foundation. This is ground zero.
Okay.
And this is a great way. You could also do it on the NG, the same thing. And slide in portamento so that we're getting this legato. But what you're paying attention is to what your body is doing when you're demanding that it release the air consistently.
Okay.
So there's no push and pull and start and stop. It's just. Let's do the first phrase back to Aure de per pietà on an S, then an NG, and then a vowel. Okay.
Sure.
But all you're going to think about is physically what that feels like to be totally engaged. And NG and consistent, same. You hit it. And NG. Easy. And vowels.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Whatever. Let's try it on. Go back to NG because you feel it. Do you feel it wanting to skate around a little bit on you? Do you guys hear that? We get the S, we get the NG, and it's even. And then the vowels start to skate around. So what you're going to do is try and keep all those vowels in the same spot. Let's go back to NG. And then we're going to do one vowel. And your only job is to keep consistent flow of air. So NG. That strikes me as much more easy and consistent. You guys hear that? We like it. We like it. So here's the thing. Yesterday it was all about releasing. You've got musicality coming out your pores. It's awesome. You're so earnest. You give us so much and it's beautiful. And you have the musicality for all of this. Time for you to go back to just square one. Remind yourself what that consistent breath flow is. And it's going to start expanding through the whole scale, and you're going to have this evenness of scale.
Okay.
And that temptation to push a little bit, gun it, like we talked about yesterday, you throw the gas on. You won't need that because the breath is already flowing all the time. I'm guessing this feels easy.
Feels easier than, yeah.
Yeah. You're making it more complicated.
Okay.
By trying to make the sound do something through these phrases. Probably because you want it to be so musical. And that's noble, and we want the musicality, but we want the musicality to come from the breath.
Okay.
So we're gonna go put you in a cage again, like Mia a little bit. No musicality. Okay. This is cold tap. No expression, no drama. Come back into a technical, what is that absolute rock solid free release of the breath?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
And you're getting how we're doing the process of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we try it one more time? One phrase,
Okay.
NG, ah.
Okay.
First phrase, and easy. NG. More even, one more time, more even, and you heard that?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Almost. Did you hear how you made it musical at the end?
I tried to taper it, yeah. Okay.
But that's not consistent breath.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay.
And it's easy. We're not making a lot of sound.
Right.
And I'm sorry. That's it. You guys got it. You see the heads. They don't lie. They're like, yeah. Okay? Musicality will come. It can't not come with you.
Okay.
It's impossible. That is ground zero for you now.
Okay.
And start being aware of where it skids.
Okay.
A little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that means the breath has locked, or you've pushed it or pulled it. And pretty soon, you'll be able to do these phrases. Pretty soon, like in 2 seconds. Can you go from top of 136, the fourth measure? We're going to hiss these 2 phrases together, okay? And breathe. So what did you do? Where did you lose this?
Yeah, I think here.
Yep, I think so too.
Okay.
And also, if you take a collarbone breath and put all your air right here.
For this, yeah.
What's the efficiency of that?
Not very
no. So, a mio dolor, a mio. I don't know why I ran out of breath.
Right.
So we're going to release this open,
Okay.
and we're just going to drop, and all that air comes in.
Okay.
And then we're going to go. We're not going to go.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Same thing one more time. And. Release it open. Drop. And just feed it like a thread through a needle. Through the needle. I have a needle. Go faster. Now you go. Go. Yeah. Oh, you didn't even have to breathe.
Okay. Yeah.
Eye of the
Yeah,
needle.
that was-
But it's absolutely going. It's not going.
Yep. Okay.
It's going. It's totally there. And I can do anything with that amount of breath. Anything.
So that's what you mean
If
by
it's
converge.
flowing. Yeah.
Okay.
So the eye of the needle,
Yeah.
but then it starts going faster and it starts going faster.
Okay.
Not more pressurized. The
Okay.
speed just goes
Okay.
faster.
Okay.
Now we're going to do it on NG.
Okay.
But the same thing, we're going to thread it through a needle. Pick one of those lights there.
Okay.
And okay? And also, don't rush the breath here. We don't have to keep
Okay.
that in time.
Okay.
So when you finish the first phrase, release it open.
Okay.
Take your time, drop, and when you're ready, go to the second phrase. He'll follow you. And wait, do S one more time, the
Okay.
first phrase. And now go back. NG. Open.
Okay.
And release. Open. I don't want you to react to the breath. You guys, sometimes when we have these kind of things, we do a reactionary breath.
Oh, okay.
You,
Yeah.
no.
I
So,
see. Yeah. Okay.
okay, one more time. But the consistency of the breath, you felt that?
Yes.
You guys heard how even and easy that was. This is great. And
Sorry.
release, open, go, thread. Open, yes. Let's go. Go. Release. Yeah, beautiful. Now, which vowel? Pick a vowel. Don't think about it.
Okay.
There we go. Quit thinking. Okay. So now, consistency of breath. There's
Okay.
no musicality. We're just going for even threading the eye of the needle.
Okay.
And don't lose it.
Okay.
Slide if you need. It's okay.
Okay. Sorry, this is gonna sound really sloppy.
I told them the first day it's a playground. Come on, we're getting our hands dirty. I did it. Just do
Okay.
this with me. Easy, 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 easy. That's all it is. Yeah. Wasn't that horrible? I'm just kidding. You face your worst fear and look, nothing happened. Ready? And consistent. You're pressing it now. It doesn't, remember?
Yep. Okay.
Easy. Open. Thread it. Okay, so what do we do there?
It has to speed up without pressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back to the S and
Okay.
remind yourself what that
Okay.
feels like. The second
Okay.
phrase. And
Oh, S.
yeah, so
Okay.
we're doing
Yep.
that so we go back and remind the body of what that consistent
Okay.
thing feels like. This is technique. It's the boringest thing in the world. And this is what we have to do. And second phrase. NG and release and and thread. It's a little tiny here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And how'd that feel?
Oh, yeah. I think it it sped up there. It was easier.
Yeah,
And I
it gets
wasn't scared.
Accelerando. It's not rocket science, but it's very boring, pedantic work. And this is how you deal with a really, 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 really difficult phrase. Deconstruct it. Figure out what consistent breath feels like. Feel what it sounds like to add a little bit of voice. And instead of just going back and trying that phrase when it broke, one more time, I'll get it this time, and you hunker down, you try and do it again and do it better. Go back to the beginning where it works.
Okay.
Back up 1 step, back up 2 steps. It's just technique. That's building a technique. And pretty soon, your body will supersede this. When you're like, oh, here comes the really hard phrase, your body goes, I got this, Daniel. Remember, we went over it 3,000 times. This is how it goes. And the body responds for you. And you need that kind of consistent technical attention, because this is always going to try and get you off base. This is always going to go, Daniel, remember, you used to not be able to do it. What if it doesn't work this time? Daniel, what if it doesn't work this time? Daniel, I know I did it 6 months in a row, and I did it on my 3 concerts, but now this one's with orchestra, and oh my God, James Levine is there, and what if it doesn't work this time? And that happens, and it happens all the time. And then your body goes, would you shut up already? I got this. Which means you go back to the moment. This is what if in 2 seconds in the future, I don't get this? What if in 5 seconds my voice cracks? You are not present. You are not in the moment. Your job in that moment is that's all it is. In that moment. And it's with direction, and it's with abandon and all of those things, but it is not worrying about what's coming 5 seconds later. You are no longer present if you're worried about that note. This only works is if you drill it, and if you incorporate that into your daily routine. That is a technique about how to circumvent this and how to stay in the moment. It's great to say, I need to be more present. But in the heat of the moment, you have to have a game plan. And you have to have a well-rehearsed game plan. It's technique. And then you can do anything. So I'd spend a lot of time on this with that consistent thing. Again, it's also analyzing what you do well. I'm musical, I'm sincere, I know how to present this, my language is in good shape, but it's not as consistent as I want it to be. So now for the next 6 months, I'm gonna work on consistency. And you trust that the other things that come more easily to you will be there. That's a good game plan about dealing with an aria. Even one that you already sing well, but it's not where we want it to be yet. And it's not rocket science. You get a game plan, again, always comes down to the breath. You're going, make sense?
Yes.
It's very exciting. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And that's all.
That's all.
That's all. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
You're